the stats there make horrific reading as far as Manchester United are concerned defensively, right? I'm in the Manchester United boardroom. I have a decision to make now on what happens. You two are joint directors of football. I'll say to you, is that a manager's fault? Is it his coaching team's fault? Is it the players' fault? Explain that result to me.
Listen, a year ago, and I don't. When I'm doing this, I'm not doing it for fun. I'm not doing it to take the mickey out of me. I'm not doing it for clicks. I said a year ago about the tactical shortcomings of Manchester United. Got totally cooked for it. And you look at Paul Scholes the other day, and what he said, he ain't got no crystal ball, but you watch how Man United are playing and how they're setting up.
After they came back against Atalanta.
Yes, and he said, would you take that result against Liverpool? And he said, because if they play like that, they're going to lose. And you look at what they've done and the way they played, you have to say, how can the coaching team set them up to say, we're going to play on the front foot against this Liverpool side with no structure? No structure, no organisation in your pressing. So they can say whatever they want about the players need to do this, need to do that. The fact is, for me, that comes onto the coaching team. They need to be coaching that team better than they're being coached.
Which is understandable, and presumably you take that point. But then if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the technical area and see Maguire and Shaw run into each other and Bruno Fernandes not track a runner and throw his hands up in the air, you must be standing there thinking, what are they doing?
Yeah, it's ridiculous because what I've just shown there is just the basics of football. We talk about Pep and Klopp and Tuchel. He's up against, loads of the best managers in the world, and it's going to be tough for him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I've always protected him up to this point because I think he's done an excellent job in getting Man United and bringing that feel-good factor.
He completely changed the atmosphere and the culture around the club after Mourinho.
But now he's under scrutiny because when you bring in Ronaldo and Varane and Sancho, like the squad is now as good as anyone else is in the league. And if they're not performing, of course we've got to criticise the manager because today I would say it was a mix between the players and the manager. But some of the way it wasn't pressing, or we need a little bit more coaching from Ole because I couldn't see a style of play. Man United's style of play has been counter-attack, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Before the interview, before the game, he said they're going to go on the front foot. But that's not front foot. That's people going by themselves. And you could see it. There's no cohesion within the team.
Just on the cohesion within the team, and the final point on this is, which I've asked before, and it goes back to that very first point about Liverpool being able to change players and the system and the style doesn't change. Manchester United at Leicester last Saturday had Matic and Pogba as a midfield team. During the week and today, McTominay and Fred as a midfield team. That's a very different midfield team. Change your left winger, it can be different. Rashford and Martial are different. Ronaldo and Cavani are different. If you change one member of your team, you get a completely different style, don't you?
This is the difference with Liverpool. But it wouldn't have mattered what midfield you put in there today because they're not, for me, looking like they're coached to press. So it doesn't matter if it's Pogba, it doesn't matter if it's Matic, it doesn't matter if it's Fred McTominay. If you're going to sit off people and not go and close them, to win the ball down, to then get the ball to people with pace like Greenwood and Rashford, if you're not coached to do that, then you will see mistakes from Maguire and Shaw, who we saw have unbelievable Euros, because they're playing better, they're more coached, they know exactly what they need to be doing. They don't look like they know what they're doing.
Can it be turned round?
With Ole, it's going to be difficult, but I think we've got to give him a chance to show what he can do. We can't just be. This game was tough because it was, Man United, Liverpool, like Wright said, one of the biggest games, and it's who they get. And I'm not going to sit here and say a manager should go, but they're not going to get the same quality as what.
Any organised team come up against Man United now, Micah, they'll do the same thing to them. If they're not going to close them down, they'll do the same thing.
Next home league game's the derby.
Wow. Good luck with that.
Thanks for checking out the BBC Sport YouTube channel. Remember to give this video a like and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss an upload. See you soon.